I just thought I'd share some thoughts about this painting of Shakespeare. I just had an urge to paint him, and I wanted it to be slightly haunting, the image, which is why I made it neither portrait nor landscape. I made it square because I wanted a bit of sort of space around him, and I wanted it to look like he was emerging from the darkness, but also I wanted it to look kind of contemporary, so it could be a modern day portrait, if you like. What I did was I collated loads of reference of things that I could find, like contemporary portraits at the time that were slightly better quality than the Chandos portrait of sitters that were thought to be Shakespeare, weren't actually, but were better quality. So I was looking at those to try and ramp up the quality a little bit, and as with all the portraits, I just try and use as much reference as I can, but the main source for the painting was the Chandos portrait. What I love about this portrait is how individual Shakespeare looks. I love the earring, and I love the fact he looks like a normal person. And the other thing that I've added is Shakespeare's signature. A few years ago I went to an exhibition in Somerset House which had one of the only surviving signatures of Shakespeare on a document. I think there's only 2 in existence, and I was fascinated by it. I took some images of it at the time, and I decided to put the signature in the middle of the canvas there. I think it's a great signature. I just thought it was quite a nice thing to add to make the portrait whole, if you like, because I think there's a lot to be read in someone's signature and handwriting as well. You don't see so much handwriting nowadays because of emails and things like that, but I just think it's another aspect that could give the portrait something else. My studio's in Richmond, on Richmond Hill, and when Shakespeare was around, he actually performed at Richmond Palace for Elizabeth I, which isn't very far away. The remains of Richmond Palace are down by Richmond Green, and that's always fascinated me as well, because Shakespeare himself was a player. He was part of the troupe, and knowing that he would have acted for Elizabeth I down the road is fantastic. I quite like the idea of figures from the past becoming contemporary, or still being around, if you like. It ties in with the idea of block time, where past, present and future occupy the same space. It's like a philosophical concept, I think, or a scientific concept. But that's a little bit of thinking behind this portrait anyway.